welcome back to the Red Star Rides. I'm your host Connor, and in today's video, I'll be reviewing Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion. Now, before we get into the layout, I want to go ahead and get done with the stats. Intimidator 305 is 305 feet tall, 90 miles per hour, and 5,100 feet long. No inversions, but lots of snappy transitions in pure, full intensity. Now, let's get into the layout. Your ride experience on Intimidator 305 starts off very quickly with a 305-foot tall cable lift hill, and cable lift hills bring you up to the top very quickly, and it doesn't take you very long, and when you're at the top, you get to take in the beautiful surroundings of King's Dominion, but not before you're plummeting at an 85-degree angle straight towards the ground, and then snapping to the right, hugging the ground, and then slowly heading back up into a massive airtime hill. Then going back down to the left, regaining all that speed that you lost, going into a snappy transition, heading back to the left into a snappy S-bend, and then heading into another snappy S-bend, and then heading up to the right into two big airtime hills that unfortunately don't provide any airtime, snapping back to the right into another one of the S-bends, and snapping back up to the left into the brake run. Here are some other thoughts on Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion. I think this is a world-class roller coaster because of how intense it is. You cannot find anything more intense than this thing in the world, because the sustained intensity on this ride is just nuts. There's nothing that you can compare it to. And just some of the elements are honestly too much for some people, and that's why us enthusiasts love this thing, because of its intensity. And I'm no different. I love this ride so much because it's so insanely intense. The color scheme, yeah, it kind of looks like McDonald's, but it looks good in the red, menacing looking track. It fits very well with the theme and atmosphere around the ride. It's a NASCAR themed ride, and King's Dominion back in 2010 did not try to theme this ride, but that's okay. They put a Dale Earnhardt car outside the ride, and that's good enough for me. The ride, it towers over the whole park. There's nothing that comes even close to it. Its neighbor, Anaconda, which is red as well, just is puny compared to this ride. It's big. It's huge. Also, some notable elements. The first airtime hill after the big turn. No airtime. I don't know why, but there's no airtime, which is unfortunate. Like, even Cheetah Hunt, for example, has the same style of restraints as Intimidator 305, except without the soft straps. But I got airtime on that thing, so I don't know what was going on with the hill, but no airtime. Also, that first turn after the drop's good. It's short. It's not anything like Fury's drop, but it's good. But oh man, the intensity gets cranked to level 11 on that one turn at the bottom of the drop. They had to reprofile it a year after the ride released. It was so intense. And so every single time, gray out. Every single ride. And you could not avoid it. Even though I was very well hydrated that day, you can't avoid graying out on this ride. And graying out is not necessarily a bad thing, it's just your vision gets fuzzy. I understand, like, some people may get worried, like, oh no, you're graying out on a roller coaster. That's honestly kind of normal. Blacking out is bad. Graying out, it's just something that happens when the intensity level gets kicked up a little too high, it's this whole ride. The two Camel Black airtime hills are so killed by one little trim brake. And the trim brake is the only thing holding this ride back from potentially being my favorite roller coaster. And that's really sad for me, because I love this ride. But that trim brake, it sucks. No one likes that trim brake. Absolutely no one. Overall, ride fantastic. The S-Bins, the S-Bins. I didn't even talk about the S-Bins yet. They're so snappy and whippy and uncontrollably fast because this ride somehow keeps its speed till the end of the ride. I don't know what Intamin did to the wheels on this ride, but it's also really smooth. The track profiling, everything, it's smooth. There's no roughness, which is good. It's a really good ride, and that's why it's a 100 out of 100 in my books. Phenomenal. 10 out of 10, 100, just perfect scores. For some people, might be lower, but for me, my kind of ride. Even though I'm a huge sucker for airtime, still, this is the one ride where it is okay not to have any airtime on. And post your thoughts down below in the comment section. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Goodbye.